Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. I'm Trenton Hooker.
Hey, Brian. Good to see you.
Just Brian today.
Yeah,
We're not going full name, but we're happy to be with you. A lot going on. Very busy news day, right?
Join us on YouTube. We'd love to hear your comments, too.
Yeah.
Today's a comment kind of day.
Exactly. And we were talking about that just another day in 2026. So much happening across the country and, around the world, too.
I walked out of the building for maybe an hour or so, came back, and it was like, did you hear what happened in Minneapolis? No.
Yes.
And then just was downhill from there. If you haven't heard about the shooting there, ICE agents were there. I think the crackdown kind of started after the claims of fraud within the child care center things,
Right.
or at least that maybe started more attention to a Democratic-led state. And so ICE agents were there doing their thing, crackdown. And there's video of it.
But in a neighborhood, it looked like there was an incident. That's the end result with this SUV. But one woman was shot to death by an officer. And of course, there's multiple angles to the video of the incident where, the woman was blocking the road and the ICE agents, correct me if I'm wrong, were coming and asking her to move her vehicle. And then there was one officer in front of the vehicle and another on the side trying to give her commands, and then she accelerated out.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it looked like on part of it where her wheels were turned, but she did strike that officer. I think with the vehicle, push them, and then of course the officer opened fire on the woman. But
I've heard a couple of things about that, Trenton. So I've heard officers are trained not to get in front of a vehicle.
Right.
Doesn't excuse necessarily what the driver did or didn't do. I took it as she was trying to get out of there.
Yes.
And the officer, moved, from what I could tell, one leg, and he was out of the way, then took a point-blank shot into the driver's side window. And this is a 37-year-old American woman living there.
Right,
so
right.
It had nothing directly to do with immigration enforcement, in theory, with her. But she was caught up in the middle. We don't know what happened before that, if she was trying to get in their way or cursing at them or just saying, I'm lost, help me out of here. Well, we don't know.
We don't know. And that's, I think, the big thing that was just interesting to watch. Like you talked about, you stepped out of the newsroom and then coming back, and it just felt like this powder keg was going off where, a million opinions out there of what the situation was, where there's so much that's still under investigation.
And isn't that the world we live in? We have pretty, like some of the, you can't get any better video of what happened there virtually. And we still, the America, I guarantee you, split right down the middle. Who's at fault, whether she should have been shot or not. It just immediately we go to our corners and go, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. And then someone else, no, this happened.
Yes. And the first impression, whatever we feel, that's kind of the side we're going to take, regardless of new information that can come in. And it's, it's really unfortunate. But I just seeing the back and forth with the political leaders. I believe we have a soundbite real quick we can play of Governor Tim Walz here talking after the shooting, saying, we don't want you here.
Get out. Yeah.
And from here on, I have a very simple message. We do not need any further help from the federal government. To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough. There's nothing more important than Minnesotan safety. I've issued a warning order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops.
Wow.
That was an important part he just went over, too, that these are people who live in our community. They don't wear masks. They don't hide their identity. You might bump into them at the supermarket. These are our people, and we want them to handle the situation here. But we should remember... before I get to that, the mayor of Minneapolis he didn't mince words at all. He said, "Get the blank out.
Right. Yeah.
Get the F out of our city."
And quite impassioned up on the stage.
Quite impassioned.
And of course, the governor there was mentioning President Trump, and then also Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, and she spoke moments after the shooting, doubling down on the efforts of officers and even saying that this was an act of domestic terrorism, the person behind the wheel. So we played that clip real quick.
We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. These vehicle rammings are domestic acts of terrorism. We're working with the Department of Justice to prosecute them as such. We will continue to protect our ICE officers and in cooperation with other law enforcement agencies as well.
Wow, what a powder keg.
A lot of this gets down to like what we see, what we think we see, and then there are laws that don't necessarily line up with that. From what I saw, calling what the driver did domestic terrorism, in my mind, is quite a stretch.
Yeah.
But I technically, maybe there is some sort of law where if you make any aggressive move toward a federal agent, maybe that fits under the umbrella of that. I don't know.
Well, and we've seen in previous instances with ICE protests that escalated to violence. The secretary had called it domestic terrorism. But I think what matters, like you said, is what happens in court, where there were a lot of hyperbole with her saying that. But the charges that the Department of Justice brought against some of the people they alleged to have criminal activity, they were not charged with domestic terrorism when it came out in the wash before. So, again, much remains to be seen.
And so much of this, Trenton, we immediately want to, who's right, who's wrong, who did what.
Yes.
But we forget a woman died here. A woman died here. I don't know if she's a mom or definitely a daughter, a sister, and had ICE agents not been there, this is, however, this is what people voted for. I mean, President Trump won the election promising this kind of crackdown.
Right.
So whether you agree with it or not, a majority of people voted for this exact kind of thing.
Yes.
And there are going to be conflicts and problems and incidents and accidents when this stuff happens. So this is what we get.
And I think, too, Americans are watching this from afar, and us in Arizona are watching it. Arizonans are seeing it. And, we kind of hope our leaders on both sides would kind of take their feet off the gas and lower the temperature a bit. But I'm not seeing that here. I keep seeing it escalating, and then we showed some footage of the moments afterward with the protest in that part that were breaking out, people throwing things at the police officers there, the Minneapolis police officers, and then also the federal agents, and chasing them out. So sadly, I don't have a lot of hope that this is going to end with,
and President Trump came out with a statement. He's the Roy Cohn school of attack dog. You don't back down. You make counter accusations. You never admit you made a mistake. And that's exactly what he did in the statement I saw earlier today. So this, I don't see this going down anytime soon.
Well, talking about President Trump with the action that happened a week ago in Venezuela, I don't know about you, but I was getting off of work, of course, on Friday night, just after we did our newscasts. And I just start seeing alert. This is going on. FAA had restricted the airspace for U.S. commercial flights to be flying in that area. But I think just the speed of what happened over in Venezuela just was absolutely shocking, where all in all, the military was celebrating, the swiftness of that operation to get Nicolas Maduro out of the country and his wife and bring them back to the U.S. And a lot going on there, for sure.
It's hard to unwrap. I mean, so many people said this is long overdue. I mean, good people who know a lot about Venezuela said that he's a dictator, and those people there were treated horribly. Then the other, like, wait, we didn't want regime change here, and we're back to doing that again. And of course, this all started with fentanyl and little boats being blown up, which seemed extreme at some level. And then all of a sudden, now we're going after oil tankers, and we want the oil, the biggest oil reserves in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong, in Venezuela.
But then the Venezuelan people, for quite some time, so many of them have been wanting that change. So let's bring in a very special guest here, Jorge Gerisati. So thank you, sir, for joining us. Of course, you are a Venezuelan, sir, and the president of the Economic Inclusion Group. And thank you for your time and being here on Fox 10 Talks.
What are your thoughts, sir, right off the top? What's your what's grabbing your attention the most?
Oh. Jorge, if you could stand by for just 1 second, we're going to fix this back on our end. But if we can get you right after the break, I think that would be really helpful. Yeah. Well, actually, let's go to Chelsea Torres. We have a couple minutes, and Chelsea's been tracking this story of what's going on in Venezuela and, of course, the strike that Brian mentioned. Chelsea, hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing great. So tell us what's going on in Venezuela right now. We have a couple minutes if you can get to that.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and start with the latest from President Trump, because I think this also kind of shows where things are headed, right? So we know that there's this oil deal between the U.S. and Venezuela. Trump has said that the interim authorities there have really been working with the U.S. and trying to make things happen and make sure that things are okay. He mentioned late last night on Truth Social that they're going to turn over 30 to 50 million barrels of oil to the U.S. President Trump said he's going to start making that immediately available to the market, but even just moments ago, I'd say less than, maybe 30 minutes ago, President Trump even posted on Truth Social saying that Venezuela, once they get all of this money from this oil deal, they are going to be purchasing, again, this is what he says, will be purchasing only American products. So what exactly does that mean? They will be purchasing agricultural products, medicines, that even includes medical devices, and more. And he even says, quote, Venezuela is committing to doing business with the United States as their principal partner. One thing I think a lot of people may not understand exactly when it comes to these oil tankers is exactly what were they doing? What's been going on? Was this sudden? Actually, at least with both of them, the U.S. Coast Guard has been pursuing one particular tanker for a few months now, close to a month. And so both of these operations happened just pre-dawn today, the Sophia and the Bella 1. I'm going to go back to my notes so I make sure I don't get any of these wrong. But the one thing about both of them, actually, with, let's say, Sophia tanker, we had video from that. This one was captured, seized in the Caribbean. And what we know about this is that the video that we have, all you really see, again, it's very grainy, hard, almost nighttime type video, but it was pre-dawn when this was taken. You see a helicopter kind of circling around this tanker. This is the Sophia. It then hovers above the deck. What we know is that Sophia was seized there in the Caribbean by the U.S. Coast Guard, and right now they're actually escorting that ship here to the U.S., but that's as far as we know about what's happening. Then there was another tanker, Bella, and this one we have a little bit more information. This is Bella 1, and it was seized in the North Atlantic.
Okay, a lot going on today, right?
Even some technical difficulties.
No, that's the fun.
Yeah,
yes.
that's the fun of it.
Yes.
That's a good way to.
And that means that Brian's
glass
back.
half full.
Yes. But we have a very special guest joining us who we've been excited to bring on the Fox 10 Talks Extravaganza with Brian Webb and Trenton Hooker.
Sarah Phillips.
Hello.
With an F.
I'm excited to be here.
Is it Phil?
It is.
It's not pronounced weirdly.
No, it's just spelled funky.
Yes.
You zigged when you could have zagged. And
exactly.
I love it. And that just sums
who
up
I
you.
am. Yes, exactly.
We're so happy to be here. You've been here a while now.
Sarah's my favorite person in the
4
newsroom,
months.
I gotta say.
You guys are my favorite people, but don't tell anybody else.
When I met Sarah, as with anybody new, I didn't know if I was gonna, say anything to offend her. But no, she's just rolls with the punches. Because I say offensive things.
Yeah, and Sarah can dish it out too.
I love
the
banter. The bantering with people's my favorite hobby.
Mm-hmm.
If you can call it a hobby.
Which is difficult to do. To
do well, like you do.
Yeah.
It's hard because you have a short time window to make the joke funny.
Yes.
You have to write off.
Wrong.
She has that in her back pocket, though. All those quick.
It's about the execution.
Boom. Execution.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what you're doing here, where you came from, all that good stuff.
I came from Tampa. I was I need to get out of here.
Florida, it's Florida, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And Florida man is real.
Marco Rubio joke? I like that.
Go on vacation, stay on probation.
Yes. Yes, that's our motto, I guess you can call.
So more hurricanes.
No more hurricanes, no more lizards, no more...
Lizard people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there those there, really?
The truck stops. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Place.
What did you like and dislike most about Florida?
I love the beaches. That's the one thing I do miss. Everything else... I miss my family.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I miss them.
And your family came out to see here
they
just
did.
a little ago, right?
Yes.
Where were the places that you took them where you're we've got to go
pictures
here?
too, right?
All
Yes.
all
there
the
they
tourist
are.
spots. So we went to the Grand Canyon.
Nice.
And Flagstaff, Sedona. I took them to a Cardinals game. Yeah, that's us. And
oh my gosh.
That's us at the Cardinals game. Super fun.
Tell us your mom and dad's name.
I took them here. Their names.
Their names.
Karen and Maury.
Karen and Maury, awesome. And that's your brother back there?
Yeah, it's my brother, AJ.
Little brother, but he's tall.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's taller than everybody.
I know.
What a cute family. Sedona Red Rocks,
Thanks.
Grand Canyon.
Yep.
What did you think they enjoyed it out here? Had they been here before?
My mom has been out here. My brother and dad have not. So it was fun to show them the ropes. And Florida's so flat. So coming here with a mountain, we were all wow, this is crazy.
It's
even going to the grocery store, you're wow.
It's not
this
a Publix.
Is incredible. No, I do miss Publix. So.
Publix is cool.
It's nice.
Publix is cool.
We should bring it out here for sure.
Unaffordable, but nice.
Yeah.
And you know what else Sarah's
That's
done way better than anyone else I think I've ever seen is just make friends in the newsroom. Boom, bam, bam, bam. She's out there. She's having fun. She's living her life and collecting all these friends.
I'm a social butterfly. I talk to everybody, probably more so against their will.
Yeah,
but...
of course.
Well, can we have a little clip of video that we were hoping you could explain for us the other night? Let's see if we could play that, Michael.
Oh, my accordion.
Is that a C sharp?
Let it rock. What is going on there, Sarah? Would you like to explain that, please?
I think I have taken up a new musical talent of playing the accordion.
Talent?
I was,
Talent.
yes, talent. Thank
Hidden
you.
talent.
Yeah.
Right. It was raw, for sure.
The first time, no lessons. I mean, give the girl a break.
Someone handed that to me at a New Year's Eve get-together.
As one does.
Yeah, just randomly. They were like, I'm taking a picture. Can you hold this? I held that thing and nursed it for 3 hours.
Wow.
And I was just going around doing my thing and
enjoying the fireworks.
See, that's the difference between Sarah and normal human beings. Right. I would have gone, okay.
What the hell do I do with
put
this?
That down.
But Sarah
later
was like, this is an opportunity.
No, I made that thing my baby.
Yeah, she crushed that baby.
Have you thought about joining a barbershop quartet or something, or really putting these skills to action?
Let's crawl before we walk.
Okay.
I like that.
This was a one-time thing.
One time?
Right. I was just impressed you did it in front of the fireworks. So, if it's an active war zone, just give Sarah an accordion.
people.
Whoever shot that was like into it.
Yes.
I got to get these fireworks.
That was Nicole.
The composer
Of course it was
is good.
Nicole Christine. Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh gosh, when I saw that video, I'm like,
It's amazing.
our little Sarah's growing up.
Yes. Getting away from
She's
us.
graduated to accordions now. God knows what, it's a gateway instrument.
Oh my God.
God knows what she's going to be doing.
All
Drums.
Polka. Just a matter
Who
of
knows
time.
what this weekend will bring?
Oh, I know.
We'll
Love
see.
it. Love
I
it.
know.
Stay tuned.
That's
Wow.
why whenever I see Sarah, I'm like, I need some stories. Let's
Yes,
go. Let's
yes.
go.
Maybe
All
it's the recorder this weekend.
The
Kind of
recorder.
instrument.
Ooh,
Gotta
kazoo.
find some.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Kazoo.
I love a kazoo.
Yes.
You could do
The
some, isn't
Rainmaker
it called
thing.
busking out there? And
Anything that you
Get
can
some money.
learn by tape, I would think that would be great. You know?
Yeah,
It kind of the instrument comes included with the tape.
The
Yeah.
VHS tape.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I had those, like, I wanted to play the guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and you put the little stickers on the
Right.
G.
Yes.
It was
Guitar
awful.
Hero.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Guitar
I
Hero. That
sucked
was
at
way
that.
pre-Guitar Hero.
I'm not musically inclined, like, at all.
Mm.
So this was like me really stepping out, branching out, trying new things.
Yeah,
And it
well,
landed.
Clearly, it
So.
did. Sarah Phillips, appreciate you being here. Yeah,
Thanks for
more to
having
come
me.
soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's switch back if we can to 1 year mark, right, of the devastating wildfires that happened in California.
Hard to believe, and
That whole moment, remember the afternoon, it was just boom, boom, boom. And, you know, we're so close to California. We have so many Californians living here in Arizona, and then vice versa in our newsroom too. We have so many people whose families live in that part of LA, and just watching them check in with their family to say, hey, what's going on? It was absolutely crazy that night.
and a slight note, I drove my mom to LA after the fires, but they were still in the mayhem of it all, and the winds that they blamed on spark or picking that up and making it so big are no joke. Like once you
Yes.
get past like Palm Springs, you're fighting the car to stay on the highway.
Right.
Those winds are just so out of control. So you can see how a little spark could lead to devastation, which it did.
Absolutely crazy. So Sarah Alegre is standing by. Is Sarah there? Hey, Sarah. So 1 year since those devastating fires sparked off. What's it like there on the ground right now?
Hey guys, yeah, it's really hard to believe that we were here a year ago. We had our boots on the ground, and we were dealing with such a different environment, you know, a different atmosphere. We do have, you know, light winds today, but just looking at the blue sky too, and then comparing it to what we experienced and what so many residents and people here, you know, the dark billows of smoke that we saw. As you mentioned, those winds, they're no joke. The Santa Ana's 90-mile-an-hour wind gusts, 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It was so bad that a lot of the aircraft had to be grounded. They couldn't tame those flames from above, which could be very instrumental and helpful. Crews were also stretched thin because there were two fires going on. There was the Palisades fire, and then the Eaton fire broke out later, affecting the community here in Altadena. So we saw just crews pulled in every which direction. And so this fire really exploded in a matter of hours. It was so quick, guys, and we saw this neighborhood that I'm standing in, and this is just one example of so many that you're seeing across the Altadena area here, where beautiful homes once stood. This is where families gathered, and now what we have surrounding here are just vacant lots, and that's the picture. If you look at it from an aerial view, it's just green grass, just very empty and desolate, and quite a different image to what we saw maybe this time yesterday when looking at the Altadena area specifically.
Sarah, can I ask you, any chance that the people who originally owned some of those homes, some of them not rich Hollywood stars like in the Altadena area, if I'm not mistaken, are they going to be able to move back where they were, or costs and insurance and God knows what else going to get in the way?
Yeah, I mean, some yes, some no. Some have had to ask themselves those tough questions where, you know, is this going to be a reality for me? We see the cost rising here. Can I rebuild? Can I deal with the process, the painstaking process that's getting this foot in the right door when it comes to rebuilding, when you're dealing with permit, insurance, and all of the little nitty-gritty factors that go into it? It's very confusing, painstaking, time-consuming as well. And I know a lot of people who have decided to throw in the towel, which is so unfortunate, but a really sacrifice that they had to make for their own good, for their family's good. Because when you look at a town like Altadena, this is where generations have grown. Families have really planted their roots. And while we're seeing some people leave, unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of folks choose to stay. I interviewed an individual just yesterday, and he was showing me his property. While yes, it's vacant, all the debris is cleared, and he is very optimistic. He says he's excited to rebuild here, to bring his family back into this neighborhood, because that's where his legacy stands. And yes, he said the home is where a heart is, but he just wants to bring it right back to the foundation that he planted his roots upon. And so you're seeing some stories that are like that, and where they had positive experiences with their insurance agent or a public adjuster and so on. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum,